the vast tapestry of America, an unsettling reality looms large: the explosive growth of poverty. As we delve into this complex issue, we unravel 10 stark facts that underscore the challenges faced by many. But before we embark on this journey, don't forget to hit subscribe to stay informed on pressing matters like these. Number 10. Climate change and economic vulnerability. As the impacts of climate change intensify, vulnerable communities find themselves disproportionately affected. Extreme weather events such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires not only pose immediate threats to life and property, but also leave lasting economic scars. Disadvantaged populations often reside in areas more susceptible to these environmental hazards, amplifying the risks they face. The aftermath of such disasters includes the destruction of homes, infrastructure, and livelihoods, creating economic instability that is challenging to overcome. Moreover, ecological shifts like changes in temperature and precipitation patterns directly impact industries that support vulnerable communities. Agricultural practices become more difficult to sustain, leading to reduced yields and job losses. Fishing communities dependent on stable marine ecosystems face disruptions as ocean temperatures rise and marine habitats transform. These climate-induced challenges compound existing economic vulnerabilities, creating a cycle that is difficult to break without targeted interventions addressing both environmental and economic concerns. Adapting to these changes requires not only environmental initiatives but also comprehensive strategies addressing the economic vulnerability of marginalized populations. Investing in green technologies and sustainable practices can create new job opportunities while mitigating the environmental impact. Additionally, policies that prioritize the resilience of vulnerable communities, ensuring they have the resources to rebuild and recover, are crucial. By addressing both the immediate impacts and the long-term economic consequences of climate change, society can work towards a more equitable and sustainable future. Number 9. Limited social safety nets. While social safety nets aim to support struggling individuals, their limitations are increasingly evident. Over time, these programs have faced budget constraints and gaps in coverage, leaving many without adequate assistance. The complexity of navigating the social support system can also deter individuals from accessing the help they need. Eligibility criteria, bureaucratic processes, and stigmas associated with seeking assistance create barriers that hinder effective support. Moreover, the changing nature of work in the modern economy presents challenges for traditional safety net programs. Gig workers, freelancers, and those in non-traditional employment often fall through the cracks, lacking access to benefits such as health insurance, unemployment assistance, and retirement plans. Adapting social safety nets to accommodate the evolving nature of work is essential to ensure that all individuals, regardless of their employment status, have access to the support they require. Strengthening these safety nets involves reevaluating policies, expanding access, and ensuring they evolve to meet the evolving needs of those facing economic hardship. Policymakers must consider innovative approaches that address the specific challenges of the 21st century workforce. This includes exploring universal basic income models, portable benefits that move with individuals between jobs, and simplifying the application processes to make support more accessible. By reimagining and reinforcing social safety nets, society can provide a more robust foundation for individuals and families facing economic uncertainty. Number 8. Intergenerational poverty. The persistence of poverty across generations underscores deep-rooted challenges that transcend economic factors. Families trapped in intergenerational poverty often face a compounding set of obstacles, creating a cycle that is difficult to escape. Limited access to quality education, inadequate healthcare, and a lack of stable employment opportunities contribute to the perpetuation of disadvantage from one generation to the next. Education plays a pivotal role in breaking this cycle, yet disadvantaged communities often lack access to quality schools and resources. Insufficient funding, outdated infrastructure, and a lack of extracurricular opportunities contribute to an educational deficit that hampers the future prospects of children born into poverty. Initiatives that address these systemic issues, such as targeted investments in underfunded schools, mentorship programs, and scholarships for disadvantaged students, can disrupt the cycle of intergenerational poverty by providing equitable educational opportunities. Furthermore, addressing the complex web of challenges associated with intergenerational poverty requires comprehensive social policies. Healthcare access is a crucial component, as families in poverty may lack affordable and preventive medical care. By implementing measures that improve healthcare affordability and accessibility, societies can break the link between poor health outcomes and economic disadvantage. Additionally, fostering economic opportunities through job training programs, community development projects, and support for small businesses can empower individuals to overcome the structural barriers that contribute to intergenerational poverty. Number 7. Systemic racism's impact. Systemic racism amplifies existing inequalities, perpetuating a cycle of disadvantage that disproportionately affects minority communities. Historical injustices, discriminatory policies, and unequal access to resources contribute to higher poverty rates among certain racial and ethnic groups. The legacy of systemic racism manifests in disparities in education, employment, housing, and criminal justice, creating barriers to economic advancement for marginalized communities. Addressing systemic racism involves not only acknowledging historical wrongs but also dismantling present-day structural barriers. Educational reforms that address disparities in school funding, curriculum inclusivity, and access to advanced courses are crucial steps. Employment policies that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion can break down barriers in the workforce, providing equal opportunities for career advancement. Additionally, criminal justice reform is essential to eliminate systemic biases that contribute to higher incarceration rates among minority populations, hindering their economic prospects. Achieving economic justice requires a holistic approach that tackles systemic racism at its roots. This involves not only policy changes but also fostering cultural understanding, promoting diversity in leadership roles, and actively challenging discriminatory practices in all aspects of society. By dismantling systemic barriers, societies can work towards creating an environment where every individual, regardless of their racial or ethnic background, has an equal chance to thrive economically. Number 6. Gig economy challenges. The gig economy, characterized by short-term and freelance work, offers flexibility but also poses challenges for economic stability. Workers in this sector often lack job security, benefits, and a stable income. Addressing gig economy challenges involves exploring policies that protect workers' rights, ensure fair compensation, and provide a safety net for those navigating the uncertainties of non-traditional employment. Number 5. Healthcare dilemma. Access to affordable healthcare remains a significant hurdle for many Americans in poverty. The absence of comprehensive health coverage can lead to financial strain, preventing individuals from seeking necessary medical care. Addressing the healthcare dilemma involves reforms that prioritize accessibility, affordability, and the overall well-being of vulnerable populations. Number 4. Unequal educational opportunities. Educational disparities contribute to the perpetuation of poverty. Unequal access to quality education limits the potential for economic mobility, creating barriers for those in marginalized communities. Initiatives to address this issue include investing in underfunded schools, providing equitable resources, and implementing policies that ensure every child has access to a high-quality education, regardless of their socioeconomic background. Number 3. Rising housing insecurity. Skyrocketing housing costs and limited affordable housing options contribute to rising housing insecurity. Families and individuals find themselves at risk of homelessness as they struggle to secure stable and affordable living conditions. Solving the housing crisis requires a combination of policies addressing affordability, housing supply, and support for those on the verge of homelessness. Number 2. Stagnant wages. While the overall economy has experienced growth, wages for many Americans have stagnated. This stagnation impacts individuals and families, making it difficult to keep pace with the rising cost of living. Addressing stagnant wages involves examining labor market dynamics, advocating for fair wages, and implementing policies that promote economic growth with a focus on equitable distribution. Number 1. Widening wealth gap. The widening wealth gap raises critical questions about economic inclusivity and opportunity. Concentrated wealth among the select few leaves a significant portion of the population struggling to meet their basic needs. Solutions to this issue require a comprehensive approach, including tax reforms, wealth distribution policies, and initiatives that promote economic equality for all citizens. Stay informed by subscribing, and together, let's strive for a more equitable and prosperous future for all.